Mark Hosenball from Newsweek wrote a great article today. You can get it on Newsweek.com. It turns out, you know how Homeland Security put out that report saying, hey, watch out for right-wing extremists, and especially because they might be trying to recruit vets that are coming in from Iraq and Afghanistan. Now, the conservatives went nuts over this. Joe Scarborough, how dare they say this about our troops, da-da-da. And when the report, I'm not sure the report mentioned this, but common sense tells you, look, Tim McVeigh was an ex-vet. That doesn't mean you profile all ex-vets. It says be on the lookout for people who are trying to recruit them, right? Now, that report turned out to be prescient because we had extremist right-winger go into the Holocaust Museum and shoot the security guard and kill him, and then we had an extremist right-winger go and shoot George Tiller, the abortion provider, right? So right after the report, 2 murders from extremist right-wingers, exactly as the report had warned about. So whatever happened with that report? Well, Mark Hosenball chased it down. And it turns out what they did was they killed it because it caused political trouble. Oh, Fox News yelled at you. Joe Scarborough yelled at you. Mark Halpern thought it wasn't wise. So Janet Napolitano, backpedal, backpedal, backpedal. They're like, oh, well, that was in consideration and it shouldn't have been leaked. And no. And then they apparently split it up and they claimed that they put it in other parts of other reports. And right now, when they asked about it, they say, yeah, we're not. Earlier, they had said that they were going to put out a new version of it. Like, yeah, no more new version. No, we're not taking that seriously anymore. But wait a minute. Afterwards, exactly what you thought was going to happen happened. How about the new report about what are we going to do about it, right? Nope. You know what this is? This is political correctness. It's ironic because that's what they claimed was happening in Fort Hood. Oh, political correctness. We should have been profiling all Muslims, but we weren't, and so that guy did the killings. I mean, this is the definition of political correctness. Because the right wing yelled at you, you no longer look at right-wing extremists who you know have done damage and have killed people and might do so again, and they show up to protest with T-shirts and signs saying sometimes the tree of liberty has to be watered with the blood of tyrants. What Tim McVeigh wore, that's the same T-shirt he wore when he did the Oklahoma bombing. That's the quote that says sometimes we have to kill what they call tyrants, the leader of the country. And you're not going to look into that? That's the definition of political correctness. Look, I'm not like the crazed conservatives who say, okay, if a Muslim did this, then you profile all Muslims. That's nuts. So, yeah, these guys happen to be right-wingers. I'm not saying profile every right-winger in the country. My God, you know what kind of resources you would waste if you sent the FBI after wild goose chase? Yeah, go profile every right-winger in the country. It's millions upon millions of Americans. And it's a waste of time and it's stupid. Profiling like that doesn't work. But if you have specific right-wing extremist groups who carry signs saying, I would like to do violence, perhaps you should look into that. Just as when Major Nidal Hassan wrote on the internet and gave speeches about, oh, I think suicide bombers rock, and I think they make a lot of sense. Yeah, you look into that. Because the guy's saying, I think violence is okay. You look into it if he's a Muslim, you look into it if he's a Christian, you look into it if he's a right-winger or a left-winger. And right now, apparently, the Department of Homeland Security has buried that. So ironic, because it's that political correctness that the right wing claims is happening against, in favor of Muslim Americans, is actually happening to protect right-wingers who have actually done damage here. Be smart. Target the people who are saying they're going to cause violence. Don't do random profiling of any group or race or political ideology. Please use your heads.
Watch more clips at theyoungturks.com.